Happy Tuesday, May 30th, post Memorial Day, post 3-day weekend, heading into a 4-day week, start of a 4-day week. That's good. Welcome to the Plant-Based Morning Show. We're brought to you as always, by Compliment, which is at lovecompliment.com. Plantapalooza is still going on. I'm sure Doug is going to be hyping that up when he gets on here in a minute. I think this is the last day. Yeah, this is the very last day of Plantapalooza. There's a few hours left, not many, to claim those amazing deals. I think you can probably always go get the content at any point. Those series of 8 interviews are on No Meat Athlete radio feed. So no urgency there. The urgency is to buy. Get the wallet out, get the credit card out, put it in, claim the deals. Right, Doug?
That's the steps. Yep. Wallet,
right.
credit card, deals.
That's right.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah. How's it going?
It's going great. Going really good. Had a wonderful weekend, which we can go into. But it is, like you said, the final day of Plantapalooza. This is our biggest sale ever over at Compliment, up to 50% off everything. Lovecompliment.com. Get your vegan multi, get your DHA, EPA, omega-3s, your greens powder, your protein powder. Everything is a huge discount right now. But it does end at 3 p.m. today, which is the 30th. So there are about 4 hours left. If you're listening to the recording, you may have missed it. But check it out, lovecompliment.com.
Yes, good. I saw in the Discord that Bianca was not going to buy anything. She said she didn't want to be a hoarder. And then the last message I saw was FOMO'd in, ended up buying, couldn't resist. And now I guess I'm just going to be good through winter or something because she's already got plenty of the stuff. But she got in on it. And I saw some more things. Sky was a little disappointed about the summer schedule we're going to be doing, which is 3 days a week, sometimes, often, probably usually 4 days a week. But it's just, we gotta live our lives. We need a little break.
That's right.
And I assume people will be listening less anyway over the summer. So it's a good good plan.
Hey, Matt, just so you know, you're a little shaky, you're a little kind of cutting in and out on YouTube. It might just be on my end. I do seem to be having some internet issues this morning. So maybe, if anyone can let us know if YouTube is an issue, that would be good.
Yeah, definitely let us know that. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I don't know if anything will change, but good. Hopefully that is resolved. Okay, let's see.
Lorelei, how was your weekend, Matt? Tell me about that.
Hold on. First, we got a comment from Lorelei. Says, "I love animals so much that I cannot eat them or anything that comes from them. Being a vegan is not hard." So there you go. Just in case you.
All right, there you go.
Just in case you were having second thoughts, ready to jump ship. Not hard. You're good. My weekend, you know what? It was kind of disappointing. I really started going a little stir crazy. Cabin fever. Total washout. No pool party. No koozie.
Oh no!
No fun in the sun. Yeah, just constant rain all weekend long for us.
No koozie.
No. Yeah, we did have friends in town, so that was nice. But all that happened was a lot of card playing, which I didn't partake of. Sound of Music was watched, which I didn't watch, and then we drank some wine and had food. I did that part. So anyway, it was just
not
like
a card player,
it was just.
Huh?
You know what? I started to play, and then I said, I don't like cards when there's not money involved. If it's not like a poker game and it's not just a randomizing device sort of thing, I'm not interested. I don't want to play gin or rummy or anything like that. Regular games, board games is fun. I like those. We played a few of those.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's my bold position of the day. Cards are not fun if there's not money involved. There's not a good card game that's just fun.
So what's the difference between, a board game and a card game for you on the fun level? The complexity?
Big difference. Yeah, richness of experience. There's images and dice and things to do other than just hold the cards in your hand. I don't know. There's only so many ways you can have cards, and
I know. I'm surprised you're not like a purist. Like the oldest form of gaming competition is with the cards, and
yeah, I think though it probably had to do with money forever. I really think so. I think they probably evolved as a gambling device.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Then they got bastardized into this family fun device.
I love I like the simplicity of a card game. I mean, I love gambling card games too, but being able to kind of pull out a card game at any time, anywhere, just play a little hearts or spades or gin rummy or something like that. I don't know. I think it's fun.
Or cribbage, Anne Marie
Cribbage.
suggests.
Oh, I used to play a lot of cribbage, but you do have to have a
Really?
board for cribbage.
I don't even know these games. Maybe that's my problem. Is that all I have is like Go Fish and Old Maid and War. My family plays this game called Setback at the beach some summers, and I enjoy that. It's a good team partner game. It's kind of fun.
Okay.
But it'd be better if there was money involved, for sure. Anyway, so that was my weekend. So in Asheville or Black Mountain, you didn't have torrential downpours all weekend?
Not all weekend. No, it didn't start till Saturday evening and all day Sunday. But I had a great weekend. Honestly, I had a really fantastic weekend. I was able to relax. I had a friend in town who I hadn't spent a lot of time with in a long time. Him and his family came up. We went on a big hike. We went out to a bunch of restaurants and breweries and had some bourbon and just had a really good, relaxing time. And then Sunday was low key after they had left. And yesterday was it was beautiful, and we grilled and did all the stuff.
Good. How many plant-based burgers did you consume?
I consumed one Rosetta's burger, which is a whole food burger.
Right. Healthy choice.
And then I had one Impossible burger and one hot dog, one field roast hot dog.
Okay. Good. Not bad.
Yeah.
I like it.
I did. I was making my hamburger yesterday. I can't do anything without thinking of you anymore, Matt, and and it's a real problem. You're in my head in so many ways. But as I was putting the condiments and stuff on the hamburger, I was like, what would Matt do in this situation? And do I want to do that? It's not that I want to do what you wanted me to do, but I just I can't build something without. And I added guacamole to the hamburger, and I thought there's no way Matt would be interested in this. But you know what? It was delicious. It was good, and then so good, in fact, that I did it to the hot dog as well, which reminded me of something called completos, which in Chile it was the street vendor food that was all over the place. The completo was a hot dog with avocado, and then it had a bunch of mayo and onion and a bunch of stuff that you would not like on there. Which, so I didn't go all that far, but I did add it to the hot dog, and it took me back to living abroad.
Good. Yeah. Just seems like you got the wrong country's holiday there. This was Memorial Day. This was not Chilean whatever they're doing. But fine, whatever. That's good. I like guacamole a lot. I just wouldn't never put it on those things. I ended up having the only time I went out, Holden and I went to the soccer field each day. We practiced a little bit, even in the rain. So that was good. I did get outside, did move. Then yesterday I was just sort of stir crazy, and Aaron said, why don't you and Holden, because Ellery got sick. Ellery was sick this weekend, still kind of sick. He said, why don't you guys go out and do something? So I was trying to find things to do. And eventually he suggested going to an arcade bar, arcade brewery kind of place, or just an arcade. And so we did that. There's a place called Replay here that is a brewery / arcade. Mostly they have pinball now, so we just went and played some pinball. Nice. That was a pretty good time. And then went to the grocery store and brought home some Impossible burgers and some Tofurkey Italian sausages. I'm not eating the Impossible burgers or the Beyond things right now. I'm just trying to, for the next till July, be on this healthier diet. Not even healthier, a test basically to see if I stop eating coconut oil containing things, is that going to help my cholesterol numbers? So
is that the deadline? Isn't your next batch of blood tests?
Yes, because I'm going to go to the beach in 4th of July for a week, and then I go to Sweden and all that. So it's going to be not normal eating. So anyway, my test will end around the end of June. So I got the Italian sausages. I guess that's also not my country's holiday. That's Generalissimo Franco Day. No, that was Spain, I think. Mussolini, right? He's an Italian, not to be celebrated guy. I don't know. Do you know any Italian holidays, Doug?
I don't know. None. Zero. None. Not a single one. No.
Yeah, I don't know. Mussolini is all I can come up with for Italian history, and that's probably not the best example. Anyway, so I had an Italian sausage and it was very good. I put some grilled onions on there and some mustard and had a nice time.
Good. Yeah, sounds great.
Yes. Good. Okay.
All right, we got some feedback here on games.
Okay.
So
I think we must be broadcasting on Facebook now,
we are. Yep.
which is good because that has not been happening recently. And Lorelai is leaving comments from Facebook, so must be working. So hello, Lorelai.
Gin Rummy booze games is what she says.
Booze games because they sound like their names have booze in them
Yeah.
and rum.
And then Anne Marie says she's gonna bring her cribbage board to Black Mountain this summer.
So it needs a board. It's a card game with a board.
Yeah, it's a real small little peg board. You like move your pegs. It's like you keep score. But you've seen it. It's like they can be really small, like this big, or they can be huge. But
that sounds awful to me. To play a card game with a little wooden thing with pegs on it to keep track of something.
It's such a classic game, and it is very fun. It is a good game.
Okay, good. Glad
you can make it high stakes. In high school, we used to make it high stakes because if you got skunked, you had to run around the house naked, like run outside the house naked.
I almost, as you said, you had to. I almost chimed in and said, "Run around the house naked 3 times," because that was always the punishment as a kid.
Exactly.
It's funny.
So it's a little more high stakes when you do something.
Definitely.
Mr.
Jeffrey wants to know if Sunday counted as weekend for you, Doug, since it was a holiday. Did you relax your policy?
I relaxed my policy the whole weekend. I had 1 beer yesterday. I certainly had more alcohol than normal throughout the entire weekend with my friend in town. So I relaxed it, but now I'm back to it. And it's race week for me this week. So I'm thinking about that as well as I'm looking at alcohol over the next couple of days. I'm gonna have my 6-hour ultramarathon, or hope to be ultramarathon, on Saturday. So I'm preparing for that. I'm gonna not drink for the rest of the week and try to eat healthy and rest up. I'm gonna keep my body primed. I'm gonna go for 30 to 40-minute runs every day through Thursday.
Okay.
Just kind of really focusing in on the race. This is my first race in like a year and a half, which is wild to me. First real race, big race. And I'm really excited about it. Yesterday's run, I just was like running through the process of getting ready for it and race day and kind of getting prepared. And the like number one thing I can give somebody advice I can give to someone on race week is to just like take out any of the X factors you can. So go ahead and like prep your gear and make sure you have a list of what you want to bring and what you want to eat and cook and stuff like that, so that you're not scrambling around the last 24 hours. You can just have everything ready, have it all laid out, have all your gear ready to go, so that come race morning, you don't have to worry about that. The only thing you have to worry about is running.
Good.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm excited about it.
And what about, like, do you do any sort of carbo loading for this kind of thing, or are you're far beyond?
Nah, not really. I mean, I eat enough carbs in anyway all the time, so I'm not too worried about it. Maybe I'll swap out some corn chips for some pasta or something like that. But
yeah, good.
No.
And is it supposed to be hot? When I ran this race, it was 95 degrees, but I don't know if it was the same time of year. I guess it was.
It's supposed to be 80 and sunny, so I think it will be pretty hot. That's hotter than it's been here in Asheville, very much. So it will feel hot, no doubt about it. But that's better than this. I mean, if it was this past weekend, it would have been cold and rainy, so raining hard.
Yeah, right.
So I think this is better.
I would say so. Good. Okay, we'll keep us posted on that. Lorelai is giving us all kinds of information and says, "Are you men vegans or vegetarians by chance?" Yes, of course, we're vegan. That's why we do the show, really. I guess we could be plant-based and do it, but yeah, vegan. And she says the protein products that you sell are excellent, and I'd love to purchase some. Well, now's the time. Head over there. Plantapalooza is still going on. That's you still got a couple hours. Lovecompliment.com is the place to do that. Okay. And yeah, that's it. So keep us posted on the race. I'll be curious to hear how it goes. Saturday, you said?
Saturday. Yep.
Okay, good. Will you get any sort of special treatment as like one-time winner of this thing? of the 24-hour version?
I don't think so. I don't think so. No. It's been so many years that I've probably even forgotten who I am. I mean,
Maybe.
you'd expect that they would kind of give me some sort of special start, allow me to start a little early or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
No, nothing like that.
No. Okay. Well, I hope it goes well. That'll be fun. Yeah, good. That's all I got. I have nothing else to add to that. All right. So the sound machine is firmware update right now. So there's no sounds today. Sound machine has really been slacking recently. It's about half the time.
Has been,
maybe less than half the time do we get any sounds. But anyway, so that's not happening. But here's your weather report for today, May 30th. Plant-based Morning Show weather report. Yelp has just released its top 100 burgers in America list. This from non-American company plantbasednews.org. Let us know that Yelp did this. And Pinky Cole's restaurant chain, Slutty Vegan, Doug, our favorite name in the business, took third place of all America's top 100 burgers. So that's pretty good. The one night stand burger in particular is what's so popular, featuring vegan cheese, bacon, that's vegan bacon, and all the usual burger trimmings served on top of a juicy plant-based patty. Does Slutty Vegan, do they just use Impossible or Beyond, or do they like make their own patties?
I don't know. I feel like I remember them making their own patties, but I might be making that up. If anyone has been there, I think Mr. Jeffrey's been there. If anyone wants to chime in that they know, I'd love to find out.
Yeah, we had a conversation once about restaurants not making their own patties anymore often because you're just not going to do better than a Beyond or Impossible as far as mimicking meat. So I don't know if it was pink this place or not, Slutty Vegan. But anyway, that's that. And then Los Angeles's Monty's Good Burger secured the 12th spot in this 100 burger list. I've never heard of that. It's only in LA, whereas Slutty Vegan now has 10 locations. So anyway, kind of good. Number 3. I don't know if that's a totally fair voting system or what. But if so, if they really did get third, that's really good because you think burgers wouldn't be a strong suit of a vegan diet. But there you go.
There you go. Mr. Jeffrey confirms that when he was there, it was an Impossible burger.
Impossible. Okay, good. All right, and the only other bit of news we got today is Disney's live-action remake of The Little Mermaid, which stars Halle Bailey, not Halle Berry, as I thought when I saw this on the cover of my daughter's The Week Junior, is her weekly magazine she gets that has news in it. It literally is my top source of news, is The Week Junior. It really is the only time I see headlines, what's going on. And you know what? I like it because they do a really good job. It's not any one side. It's totally fair. They're presenting it to kids, and they don't try to bias.
Do they talk about current events and stuff?
Yeah, it's all that. And they give you like a little 1-paragraph story about it, so you don't get the noise. You just get the signal of what actually happened, even if it was 6-7 days ago.
Interesting.
And it's my number one news source for sure. Anyway, that's where I saw this cover story was Little Mermaid, and it brought in $118 million domestically over this 4-day weekend, 5th highest Memorial Day weekend opening all time. And of course, the only reason we're saying it is because Halle Bailey is vegan, which I didn't know that. I don't know if that's covered in the Week Junior story, but I saw it elsewhere. Third-party source telling me that she and her sister, who I guess is also a famous actress, Chloe, I think, she's also vegan, and their mother's vegan. Movie, by the way, well received by moviegoers, 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, but the critics have been less enthusiastic. Doug, are your daughters into this, or are they scared because it's live action?
I don't know. They might be into it. They're into Little Mermaid, or my eldest is.
Right. When Ellery was the age of one of your daughters, I'm sure, they came out with Beauty and the Beast live action, and she didn't want to see it. She was afraid of that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think the Beast was scary. So I would imagine Queen Ursula is, not much fun to look at and listen to on the live thing. So they might be a little scared.
So I was reading this and it reminded me of something I did this weekend. On Sunday, Eliza and I went to a live performance of the Finding Nemo musical, which was done by the Asheville Junior Theater or something like that. So it's all like maybe like 8 to 18-year-olds.
Okay.
And they started out so there's a song that I guess is a part of the musical is the sharks sing "Fish are friends, not food." because they like try to befriend the fish or whatever. But they started out they said, welcome to Finding Nemo, enjoy the show, and remember, fish are friends, not food. And like I had forgotten that was a song in it. I was like, what in the world are they doing? And like wow, this is amazing. This is like a vegan.
They knew you were in the audience. They knew
I was in the audience.
Ultramarathon champion was in the audience, and he's vegan. So they did it just for you.
But it kind of like, I don't know, maybe that's maybe there is some sort of little message going on in Finding Nemo that I never picked up on about fish being friends, not food. And it made me think like, okay, all of these movies where the animals are depicted in a positive way, maybe that's helping kids go vegan. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. It's possible. Maybe not, but maybe.
Eliza's been repeating that over and over again.
It's not food.
Yeah.
I mean,
so she's empowered by it.
Yeah, probably entrenches people who already are vegan into their stance. Interesting. Good. You gonna get a Finding Nemo costume now and wear that all the time, like you do with
maybe
Olaf?
Maybe. I don't know. It might be Dora. Is it Dora? Dory, the
one Ellen played.
Yeah.
I've never seen Finding Nemo, believe it or not. I mean, I've seen bits here and there. I've seen most of the Disney movies, but not that one. Kind of my
It's
blind
pretty
spot.
good. It's pretty good. Then we came home because it was that rainy day. Then we came home and watched Finding Dory, whatever the sequel is, where she goes and finds her family. So, yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, good. Okay. All right. Well, that's that. I'm not gonna be rushing out to see this Little Mermaid movie, I don't think. But I think when it comes home, when it comes on the TV on Disney Plus, we'll watch it then, because we have somebody's login that we use on Disney Plus. So then I'll watch it. I heard, by the way, Netflix is cracking down on that. They've somehow password sharing is not going to work as well. I also want to see, for my daughter's sake, that Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Remember that story from when we were younger?
No,
I think it's a Judy Blume, maybe.
Okay.
Like Beverly Cleary era. I don't know. Just I never read that book, but apparently it's like a good one for girls, coming into their teenage years, which Ellery's not quite, but she's getting there. So that's kind of on my list. But this one, not really. I don't see many movies. I don't know if you knew that about me, Doug. Much as I like the indoors, I don't almost ever go to the movie theater.
Yeah, I kind of knew that about you. But you do like movies. You like old movies.
I like the same movies over and over.
Yeah,
I don't really have a breadth of movies at all. Remember, I had this list of movies that I wanted to see that was on my to see list. I think I read it on Nomad Radio at some point or something. And it's extremely long, full of like all these movies that everyone knows that I just don't. Ghostbusters, Fletch, Caddyshack. I found it. A Few Good Men, Schindler's List, $1 Million Baby, Rocky, The Die Hard. I saw Die Hard. The list goes on for 80 more movies.
and you have you checked any of them off?
Very, very little. I've tried. I mean, I got a little bit. I end up watching things I've seen before with the kids. Like, hey, let's watch Speed because it's a fun movie, or whatever. Just worthless things. Anyway, that's movies. We don't need to go.
Over on YouTube, Steven asks, "What's everyone's favorite Disney movie?" Which I think is good.
Tangled is mine.
Tangled, really?
Yeah.
I think I gotta go Frozen, maybe Frozen 2, partly because that's the one I've seen the most.
Frozen 2?
Well, Frozen's the one I've seen the most, but I kind of like Frozen 2 better.
Okay.
I like some of the songs better. So I'm gonna go with Frozen 2.
I would agree. A lot of the songs in Frozen 2 are better. I only saw Frozen 2 one time. I saw Frozen a million times, like you, but only once Frozen 2. Okay, good. Well,
and then Mr. Jeffrey wants us to bring back Salute Your Shorts this summer for summer camp, which I think is a good idea.
That was a good time. All right. On to our big content of the day, the hard-hitting content. There was nothing in the vegan world today. I mean, those weather report items were about it. There's not much else. Plant-Based News has an interesting article up about Are Oysters Vegan, which we talked about, I think it was on Thursday, maybe Friday. Stephen brought it up. And of course they're not vegan. And that's the answer. But are they cruelty-free? And can they feel pain? You know, they go in at length into that. So maybe we'll get into that another week. I didn't feel like getting into today, or I mean another day this week. Just didn't seem like a fun way to start off a Tuesday. So anyway, what I found instead is good old Best Life Online.
Yes.
Had a little pick me up article. I didn't have good sleep this weekend, just in general. I don't know why, but it's about happiness, and happiness. Just I don't know. I just think whenever I read happiness hacks, I think I'm going to do a little bit more of that. I'm just going to prioritize happiness. It's too easy to just, not that I have a high stress life, but with the kids, their sports, work, it's just too easy to like whole life be a big to-do list, doing stuff, all this other things without really ever saying, let's take a moment, make sure we're having a really good time while we do stuff. So this article, 7 surprisingly easy things that will make you feel happier according to science.
Matt,
So, yes.
what do you think is more important, happiness or longevity? You're really focused on like long-term health. What do you think?
I am. I really think both. I don't know how to pick. I mean, they're one without the other is sort of, I don't get, I guess happiness without longevity would be better than longevity without happiness. So I guess in that way, happiness. But I think both, like I'm interested in longevity, but particularly in how do we have a longevity, promoting lifestyle that also allows us to be happy right now. Because the Peter Attia stuff, and this is what was kind of my inspiration for this way of thinking. I read that book and I thought, this is not a recipe for happiness. It's just too intense. Yeah. And so I think when you can find whatever the sweet spot is, and the Blue Zones has a lot of it. There's also a Blue Zones of Happiness book. It doesn't get talked about too much, but by Dan Buettner. And there's a lot of overlap, not entire overlap, between the longevity habits and the happiness habits. So anyway, that is an area of interest for me for now. So good question. What about you, Doug? I'm sure you prefer happiness, right?
I do prefer happiness. Yes. Although, I think happiness comes with health, right? I mean,
right. That's right.
If I didn't take care of my health, I don't think I would be able to do the things that give me the most joy and happiness. They're parallel, but I would definitely happiness, which is, I mean, it's those are why sometimes I make decisions that are more short-term focused, pleasure focused than long-term health.
You live fast and die young with those corn chips. You just eat corn chips whenever possible.
I know. Yeah, you're YOLO,
Yeah, right. Good. Okay. Well, I like that approach, Doug. I think it's good, admirable. Yeah. So let's get into this. So here's how to be happier. It's 7 tips, and they're not. I guess they're not surprising, but they're not the most obvious in the world. So it's a good article. Number 1, talking to strangers. We know that social peace, that social is one of the longevity pillars. It's important, and also one of the happiness pillars. It's important to be social and connection and have purpose and have all this stuff. But apparently it's not just friends and family members. 2022 study by Harvard Business School doctoral students said that talking to strangers is also important if you're looking to boost your mood. So there's a term, relational diversity, has to do with, sorry, not actually doesn't have to do with what I thought it did. I thought it meant having a whole lot of relationships. Okay, here it is. It has evenness as a component of it, and how evenly distributed your interactions are across groups. And those groups are family members, friends, acquaintances, and strangers. So you can't just keep to your own little clique and not talk to anybody else and say that that's your social interaction and you're therefore good. Just stepping outside of the box, saying hi to people, talking to people that you run into, which doesn't happen that much anymore these days. People do not tend to be interested in conversations with strangers. Apparently, it's important.
I believe this 100%. I wouldn't say I'm completely introverted. I really like being out with friends and interacting with people. But it is not natural for me to like strike up a conversation with a stranger, or if I'm sitting in a place or a party where I don't know many people, I definitely gravitate towards the people that I do know. But if you have connect with someone who you've never met before and have an interesting conversation, then that just leaves you with leaves me with such positive memories of that experience. And then also just fires me up to want to like meet those people again and talk to them again. And I don't know. I think this is very true. Talking to strangers.
Yeah, I agree with it. I definitely feel good after a short interaction with a stranger. Like even if like one sentence at a farmer's market or an event or whatever,
Mhm.
I will go to great lengths to avoid what you just talked about, the
Mhm.
long conversation with a stranger. Like I
Mhm.
often will not get out of the car at a soccer practice sort of event or soccer game, whatever, because I worry that if I get out, I'll start talking to somebody and then the whole hour will go by and I won't have gotten to read a book or do whatever it was that I planned on doing in the car because I got into a conversation that I don't really care about. And I think I probably should do or have a different mindset around that, perhaps, if I want to be happier. But that's definitely what I tend to.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, it's in many ways it's so much easier to do that, but
Yeah,
and if you're getting pleasure out of the reading the book or whatever, then
yeah, that's right. How much happiness does that cause me? And if I get
mhm,
deprived of it, then how much less happy am I? I don't know.
mhm,
Anyway, that's that. Number two, this is different, but it's another one that I don't do very much of. Volunteering. Performing
mm,
acts of kindness or volunteering can be another way to make you feel happier in your everyday life. Research found that participation in voluntary services is significantly predictive of better mental and physical health, life satisfaction, self-esteem, happiness, lower depressive symptoms, psychological distress, and mortality and functional inability. So that's a whole slew of benefits from volunteering. Here's why I don't volunteer because, or why I rarely volunteer, because it involves putting my time into something that's supposed to help people. But I always think that my work is something that I could help a lot more people a lot more efficiently if I put my time into work instead of like some going to a soup kitchen or something. It just seems like a very inefficient form of helping people compared to something
yes.
that's at scale. Um, that's why I don't tend to do it.
Except that you need someone to actually cook the food and serve the food, and it could be that you pay somebody to do that, like right if you employ someone to do it.
But I have a feeling that that doesn't give the same benefit, right?
Yeah,
To
oh, I'm
you,
sure.
if you
Yeah,
just open your wallet and pay.
yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely, definitely. What I'm saying is that like we need people to actually do the work that volunteers are doing in order for those programs to function, right?
Sure, of
And so
course.
like you can sit and you can work and do something that might impact more people, but someone needs to actually go there and serve the food.
Hmm. For
Um,
sure.
mhm. Yeah, I don't know. I
And
mean,
that's you. That someone is.
I mean, maybe, yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
do you do that kind of stuff? Do you volunteer your time a lot?
well, I used to. I used to do a lot more than I do now. Now, all my council work feels like volunteer work because it pays so little,
Ah, right.
and it's and it's back going back to the community in a different way. Um, but it's been a while since I've like volunteered at a soup kitchen or something. I can't say that.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about work. You're talking about the council work. They're not that different. This is you
Hmm.
have a more efficient, more impactful, scalable way to help people, and
Hmm.
you're doing that. So that's how I don't know. That's how it is. But I'm sure when you actually go do it to your body, your experience, you get this benefit much more than you do from sitting behind a computer or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Helping
definitely.
lots of people in theory. So I do understand it. I just don't tend to do it.
Yeah.
Um, Aaron's
As
kids
Anne
will go
Marie
like pick
points
up
out,
trash and
if
stuff.
what's that?
Aaron and my kids often go like pick up trash and things like that.
Mm.
Not often. Sometimes they do.
We
So the
did
kids are
that
learning.
actually as a family the other day, and my kids were super into it. I might have talked about it. I don't know if I did on the thing, but there was like
Oh.
a town-wide trash cleanup, and it was the first one that we had like gotten the kids involved in, and they
Mm-hmm.
got, I mean, just super into it, and we're
Yeah.
like really pumped on it. And I don't know, volunteering with kids, I feel like is less efficient, right? I mean, I could have cleaned up that trash more
Yeah.
efficiently by myself than
Right.
I could have with them, but it felt like it was a really good thing.
Yeah.
Emery correctly points out that if you follow Peter Attia's advice, you'll never have time to volunteer.
Yeah. Right. That's true. I mean, it's not a book about balance at all. He has one chapter about the importance of like actually being happy during all this stuff, and it's at the end, and it describes his own sort of struggles and journey with this. So he doesn't. He admits basically that is kind of a shortcoming of his approach.
Mm,
Then you need to carve out time for yourself or for these habits, even if it's not for yourself, but things that do make you happier. All
mm,
right, let's speed up a little bit here. Number 3, practicing gratitude. Um, we've heard this before. There's some evidence that would suggest that being deliberate about being gratitude, whether that's from writing or just taking the time to think about it or whatever. In this case, they talk about a 10-week weekly gratitude journal, only weekly, not daily. And positive benefits are observed for people who consciously are grateful for stuff. And I think I like this one. I mean, this is something I can do on my own. When I forget to do it, but when I've focused on it, I'd say it's been a positive experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I don't keep a journal. We do gratitude every night at dinner.
Mhm.
First thing we talk about is something we're grateful for that day. So
yeah, good. Is it the morning show very often? And me and my conversation?
Yeah. No, it's like I'm grateful that Matt is so in my head that I didn't even put the guacamole on my burger tonight.
Yes, exactly. All right, number 4, Doug. This is your specialty: spending time in nature.
Yeah.
This I don't doubt this at all. I totally see the benefit. I see the merit. They mentioned walking in an urban environment versus a natural environment, and overwhelmingly, the studies show that walking in nature is more closely linked with reduced anxiety, stress, and rumination. I do not doubt this. I don't deny this. I don't tend to do it that much, but when I do get myself into the outdoor experience, I see how I feel more calm for sure, and I appreciate that feeling. So we sit out and watch birds a lot on my backboard. That's kind of nice. Stare at the woods, watch the birds. Only about 6 feet from my door. Should I get uncomfortable? Back.
Oh boy. Okay.
But I do get it. Here's one I'm good at. Number 5, taking baths. Research backs up this notion that they're good for mental and physical health. People who took immersion baths every day for 2 weeks were less likely to report fatigue, stress, pain, and poor mood than they were during a control period during which they took showers. So that's good. I finally got one that I do often.
Do you still do it often? Do you do it every day? Okay.
Not every day. I think I would say probably 4 to 5 days a week I take a bath. And I will often go like weeks without going into my shower because I don't take a shower or bath every single day. Yeah, I mean, there's some days I just don't feel like I need to. And so I'll get in a rhythm sometimes when I just, do only baths, but it's 4 or 5 times a week.
Do you have like a nice large bath? Surely you do. You built your house.
No, we actually don't. We went for the large shower thing and didn't add the tub. I just have like our little hallway bathroom bathtub. So it's nothing special.
How is that comfortable? Like,
don't
you get cold in there?
No, I get warm. That's the whole reason I do it because I'm always cold. The bath is warm.
But you can't fit. You gotta like scrunch up. Like...
Yeah, you can fit under there. I mean, I guess my knees might stick out if I tried to totally submerge myself. My legs, I couldn't like stretch out in there. But no, it's good. I can get my core temperature up.
This is that I never do. I never take baths.
Yeah, I think most people don't ever take baths, except for kids. Mm-hmm. Well, you have to, Doug. If you want to be happy, you got to do it.
So,
all right, here's what we're both good at.
Yeah.
Number 6,
I have to.
Exercising regularly. Physical benefits of regular exercise are hard to overstate. They say 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical exercise every week. That's from the CDC. They're talking about health. They're not talking so much about happiness here, but that's not a small number. 150 minutes a week is 21 a day, every day. No, not taking weekends off, and it's moderate. This is not just walking. I don't think this is not just light walking. So I think almost no one, not relatively speaking, maybe almost no one actually does that. People who listen to this show probably do, but that's a lot. So you should be happy if you do that much. But also mental well-being, of course, there are benefits that come from exercise. A study they mentioned that has done it, of course, right? I mean, I feel much better when I'm exercising, when I'm in an exercise rhythm than when I'm not, even if not necessarily in the moment or even right afterwards. Although sometimes I do feel good right afterward. But yeah, no surprise there. And number 7, getting a good night's sleep. This one I'm not very good at all. Not for lack of trying. I really do try hard. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I tried too hard. Last week you were making fun of all my hacks, I think. All my sleep thing. We didn't even mention the cooling system that I had installed under the mattress with the 2 different units. I mean, that's the biggest hack there is, and it's actually the most effective of them as well. Unfortunately, it broke recently.
No.
And the system, Uller, the company, they are not very good at, like, it's just a short warranty period. You can't get the things repaired, and I basically need to buy a whole new system, which is way too much to just replace like that. It's not like I just need to replace one unit, but it seems not to be an option. So
That's too bad.
It is. So I'm trying to find a new, because now that it's broken, it's a major noticeable difference how often I wake up from hot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even notice it was a problem that much before, but once I got used to a cooling system, it really is a problem. And I suspect it is for a lot of people, because that's like the one advice you read all the time with sleep stuff is put your bedroom to what seems like too cold of a temperature for sleeping. But even when you do that, it's hard to stay cool under the covers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a good one, of course. Getting a night's sleep. I mean, it's so noticeable. Your mood is so noticeable the next day if you've gotten a good night's sleep or not.
Definitely is. All right, good. That is
kind of a weird show today, but
yeah, that's what happens when there's no news, no happenings. But this happens every now and then. Mark asks if anyone's familiar with Perfect Day protein. This is Perfect Day is the vegan way, right? Or the animal free way.
It's not the one I tried, but it might be. Yeah,
it is. I mean, it's the one you tried. Is the one you tried? California Performance Company. Yeah, so that's made with Perfect Day. So they use Perfect Day protein in that.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's sustainable animal free dairy and protein. Yeah, Mark, we've talked a lot about that recently. It's something I was using for a while, and because I thought it was sort of like no downsides, because whey protein is not in and of itself unhealthy, in my opinion. I know some vegans argue that it is. I think they just ethically don't want to eat it, so they then argue that it's unhealthy. But this stuff, I'm a little worried about the precision fermentation thing. If you're talking about like having this every single day, I just think there's not enough evidence for us to know that it is healthy. There's not evidence that it's bad, but there's also not. This is the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence thing of problems. So I need more time on this before I'm ready to have this built into my daily diet. So that's that. And that has nothing to do with the fact that today's the last day of Planted Palooza and you can go get complement protein, which is much cleaner, more traditional, simple plant-based protein for a few more hours only. Completely
3 hours and 15 minutes if you're listening to this live.
Right. But totally unbiased answer from me, despite that urgency. But go to there right now and pick that up. Lovecompliment.com. Okay. So I think we're good. Thank you, Lorelei, for all the comments. Sorry we couldn't read more than about 2 of them, but really the commenting is good. And I hope people realize this. The commenting in these shows is not for us so much. It's for you all who are here watching to have a whole extra dimension of thoughts and things and conversation. We can only read so many on the show, or literally even read in our head so many on the show, because we'll lose track. We won't be good hosts. But you can always go to Discord. It's discord.com. No, it's nomeatathlete.com. I'll put it up here, /Discord. There's always good goings on there. The book club got started. Lots of recipes get posted all the time. People ask questions, share tips. It's always good. So go over there if you're not yet. nomeatathlete.com/Discord. You'll see all the names that you see here and here on the show all the time. So please do that.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. That's it.
That is it. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow and every day rest of this week. Friday optional. We don't know. Now we have that option. But I'm gonna be away some for next week with this Kansas City trip, and I think I'm gonna drive to Kansas City. Believe it or not.
Whoa!
I know it's gonna be serious. That's gonna disrupt show times for sure. So I'm trying to do it when we're around. We'll try to do it.
You're gonna take a road trip and not have any vegan meat?
I'll have vegan meats, but just not the coconut oil ones.
Okay.
Which is hard to find. But most seitan meats that are like chicken like, they don't usually have have coconut oil in them.
Okay. All right.
So
all right, everybody. We will see you tomorrow.
All right. Sounds good. Goodbye.
Go make some vegan news so we have something to talk about.
Yeah, somebody go do it. Go make some news.
All right.